Welcome back for the second 600 Super Sport race of the day, and while I'm here I'll better remind you that Sue from Plugs for Lugs is fitting earplugs if you're out by the grandstand deck. So we don't see Sue from Plugs for Lugs. We're ready for a start. John Ross on pole position. Cost him the New Zealand TT title, and he didn't even know till he went to the podium that he had that jump start penalty. So never mind, he's still got 6 and still got valuable points. Everyone cleanly around turn 1 here at Taupo Motorsport Park. The last race was the New Zealand TT, and that was taken out by Al Hugenboozem. That's an incredible ride for Al Hugenboozem. His carrying injury where he lost a lot of feeling in his arm and was almost going to have one arm just dangling there about 8 or 9 months ago, and to come back from that injury and get into action, I take my hat off to them. And don't discount man second place at the moment on the track, number 77, Toby Summers on the Yamaha R6. He's hungry for his second ever New Zealand Superbike Championship win. He won the first race here yesterday at Taupo Motorsport Park, and but he's going to have his plate full there because John Ross is a bit of an expert around Taupo. Well, I wouldn't say that Toby Summers isn't an expert, but John Ross settled that record in the last race despite his jump start and being pushed down to 6 in the scale of things. So right now leading the points, John Ross on 172, 148 for Toby Summers, Al Hugenboozem on 130, Jeremy Homans on 95, James Hugenboozem 70, Adam Chambers on 68, Reese Holmes on 65, Jaden Carrick, who's not here this weekend, on 54, Cameron Hudson on 47, and so is Aaron Hassan. We look over there as they come off that long straight there, the front or the back straight at Manfield Taupo. I'm already a week ahead of myself commentating. Don't forget a race on the Friday there, but there's John Ross coming through there. Toby Summers on the track, and John Ross just one point in him as we go around the first turn 1 here for the first lap, 12-lap race here today for this final race of the day. And Al Hugenboozem's getting some pressure on by the Invercargill Honda rider Jeremy Holmes. Jeremy Holmes had a lacklustre performance yesterday but made up for it in an earlier race today, and he is on fire, but don't expect him to have it easy, because right in behind him is Reese Holmes on the John Tuhoy Racing Yamaha R6. Adam Chambers, a local specialist, and got the fastest lap somewhere along the line in the race yesterday, if not the overall race. Adam Chambers on the Wolfpack Racing bike. Dan Netham's back out there in action. Dan unfortunately had an engine failure there on off the start and was sidelined. Top work by Wolfpack Racing, Jamie Radjack and all his team of mechanics and helpers and supporters. Local boys, top effort by changing the engines between the races after he was sidelined there. So I take my hat off to them. Jamie Radjack and where's his father and Roman, their son, grandson, absolutely valuable people in New Zealand motorcycle racing sport. Toby Summers has got out into the lead here at Taupo. So Toby Summers has taken the lead. When they're out of sight, they're out of sight, not out of mind, but Toby Summers is flying through there. And the Summers Plumbers R&R Power Sports Yamaha R6, and John Ross ain't going to give up fighting in here. Al Hugenboozem sitting in 3rd place, and another Honda there. Invercargill, Jeremy Holmes is sorry, he's carried number 6. He's had 6 in the New Zealand Championship last year. So in fact, that's James Hugenboozem out there in 3rd place. It's James Hugenboozem with Al Hugenboozem slipped down to 5th place. So top shown by young James. I think he's the older of the two brothers. I think Alistair had his 21st a little bit earlier, about September this year, and James is the older one. So James, you're on fire. And remember, Al Hugenboozem won the race, the last race here. He didn't quite win it on the track, but given the fact that John Ross had a 20-second penalty, man, that man was on fire anyway, and John Ross had set a lap record. So for Al Hugenboozem, bit of a lacklustre performance, sitting back there in 5th spot. We'll see what he can come up with coming along there. 31.453 for Toby Summers out there in the front as they disappear out of sight. In fact, he's breaking loose from John Ross. He's breaking loose. He's probably got 80 metres there. It's probably another 120 metres back down to 3rd place. James Hugenboozem on the 85 but machine, Suzuki New Zealand sponsored machine, and Jeremy Holmes, Alistair Hugenboozem, Adam Chambers. Most of these guys have had New Zealand Championship wins. Certainly Toby Summers, Ross, James Hugenboozem I don't think's had a New Zealand Championship win. Definitely Jeremy Holmes has, Alistair Hugenboozem has, Adam Chambers hasn't, Reese Holmes has, and Daniel Kempthorne on bike number 36 moving up the field, showing that it is a good investment to buy the new machine that he's got, number 36. He's upgraded his machine there. Good guy to talk to as well when you get out on the track. So there it is, John Ross still not the fastest man on the track. We've got a 1:31.62. The lap was for 75.7 set earlier today by John Ross. This afternoon. The big thing is with 600 Supersport this year is they've got a limited set of tyres. I think they've got 2 tyres to do all the practicing, qualifying, the official practicing on the Saturday, and 2 tyres to do that, and limited to 1 front tyre. So tyre wear definitely a problem here in the later stages of the race, and some people electing not to do practice in the morning. 3 rear, 2 fronts. Okay, I've been corrected. 3 rear and 2 fronts. Sorry about that, folks, but that's what they've got for the weekend. So 3 races. You've got to run 1 tyre for the at least 1 tyre for the practice and qualifying session. So that's 2 sessions. Sorry. So it's up to you whether you put a new tyre on for the practice session, a new tyre on for the qualifying, and use a second-hand tyre somewhere along the race, and then you may have another tyre up your sleeve. And some people might have been playing the tyre game earlier on this weekend thinking it was going to rain. Look at those boys coming down that long straight. John Ross gets in front of the Yamaha of Toby Summers and makes it stick there. He outbrakes them there just side by side under power there on the WOL Sport Management Repsol Oil sponsored Suzuki GSX-R 600. John Ross makes it stick. Toby Summers takes a look over his shoulder. He's thinking that what's going on behind. Not too sure what's happening on the pit board. It should show him he's got a bit of time, but that's all right. He knows now that he doesn't have to worry about who's coming up from the top right now, like he did in the last race with young Al Hugenboozem. Now we see the 2 Hugenboozem brothers dicing it out as they used to for so many years. 43 and 85. Usually it was 43 in the front, but right now 43 is drying up on the inside of 85. James Hugenboozem, the older brother there, sits up out of the seat just a little bit coming out of that turn 5 here at Taupo Motorsport Park. But there are the 2 Hugenboozem brothers there, and following them behind there is Jeremy Holmes and the Honda Wolfpack Racing rider Adam Chambers. So we go down a little bit to Rhys Holmes, Dan Kempth and Travis Merkel. Travis Merkel's moved up. He's normally around 11th, 13th or something like that, but he's moved up over and above Cameron Hudson. Rex Minch is in 11th. Nathan Diprose, Aaron Hassan, Mark Bennett, Dan Metham, Dylan Jeffries, Carl Venamore, Mike McDonald, Andrew Evans, and Paul Coote is showing as having done 1 lap, but it looks like Paul Coote's pulled out. I think he had machine problems earlier on in the first race, and it may be manifesting here. No, he might be out on the track there, but all eyes are down that long straight with John Ross there. John Ross has a healthy points lead at the moment. Where's that points list? There it is, sideways, so I can't quite see it. But John Ross, a healthy points lead. He's 148 for Toby Summers, 172 for John Ross. So all eyes on the front, and the race is on for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Al Hugenboozem is coming through there. Al Hugenboozem has come through there. Still fastest man on the track is indeed Toby Summers, although fastest man on the fast lap by 3 thousandths of a second. No, it was Toby Summers, 3 thousandths of a second. That's how action-packed this race is. Third round of the New Zealand Superbike Championships at Taupo Motorsport Park. So, mate, the 600 class has produced some fast racing all the way through for the last 2 or 3 seasons. It's been absolutely, just awesome racing all the way through. Al Hugenboozem has a break, and as I say that, I see Adam Chambers has gone up on Jeremy Holmes, so the Hondas are swapped place. So Adam Chambers is on fire now. He's hunting down number 85, James Hugenboozem, but Al Hugenboozem is lining up those front 2 people. I'll tell you what, with 5 laps through a 12-lap race, not even halfway through, I almost would put money on the fact that Al Hugenboozem can reel in these front 2 guys and certainly put the cat among the pigeons as there. We had a substantial lead, or reasonably substantial lead at this level by John Ross, but that's closed down now, and Toby Summers maybe 2 to 3 bike lengths behind John Ross as they go around turn 14, which is the left-hander right before they come onto this long straight. So there goes Adam Chambers, straight ahead through the chicane, straight ahead. He pulls back onto the track, but he's probably going to have to let those guys know that's where he was in the position, but forget about that. He's out right, so that's going to unsettle him a little bit, but back out into the front, there's still Toby Summers, is the quickest man on the track, only by 30 thousandths of a second, so action here at Taupo Motorsport Park. John Ross on the WOL Sport Management. Now I hope over in Europe the boys there, Connor London and Jack Ellis will be watching this. If they won't watch it live now, they will definitely be watching it somewhere along the line via CTAS live timing, and they'll be enjoying it. Sometimes fishing are out there, but they've got bigger fish to fry at the moment. So John Ross leads into the hairpin, turn 7 at Taupo, and Toby Summers there is not giving up on this. Never give up. He's not a quitter. He's never happy if he gets second place, mate. He would have been the happiest man in the paddock, almost for getting that win, the first ever New Zealand Superbike Championship win too. A man that's equally at home on a motard bike as he is on a 600 Supersport machine, R&R Power Sport sponsored machine there. Runs his own business, Summers Runners. That's another one that another one of the sponsors along the line, and I should actually look through there and where we're going through the program. 7-7. Also sponsored by Bike Talk and Tamaranui, Metzler Tyres, by Tubo Suspension, different suspension to some other guys. I think John Ross is running by Tubo as well. So these guys know each other's suspension than different brands of bikes. So it is Suzuki, Yamaha, Suzuki, James Elsa Hugenboosem is moving up there. Adam Chambers got through that corner right last time and run off the track, and it's a fast pace to run off. When you run off there and get back onto the track. And number 85, James Hugenboosem, is followed by Jeremy. We go back a little bit and we're expecting, there's John, home from Caddy, the gore of the North Island. They found the body up there the other day and they had a look at it, it had 5 fingers, so the thing's at least 5,000 years old. 3 and 4 fingers, so that's Caddy man. There we go, Toby Summers looks up on the inside of John Ross. He's not giving up this fight, and he has a look up on the inside of John Ross. John Ross keeps the power on there. He'll be able to hear him there. He knows he's a threat. He doesn't have to worry about him batting points, but of course everybody wants to win every race, and all 3 of these, in fact all 5 of these are capable of winning at the top. So it is John Ross out the front. We've got 7 laps down. We're just over halfway through. We're 7.5 laps down of a 15-lap race. So we're just after halfway through, just about halfway through of this thing. I've taken a look at the program too on page 23 with the Supersport races. It is sponsored by CD Spoots, so you can get those through any outlet that does Derby accessories. Look, James Hugenboosem is backed off the pace, but our Hugenboosem is right up there, and he's now going to be a threat to Toby Summers there in second place. It is still John Ross as they come into the kink onto the off the back straight there, and Summers is a bit stronger through there, closes right up on the back of John Ross, but in the meantime, our Hugenboosem, who was about there 56th place at some stage, is now in that pack there. So we've got a 3-row race. There's the podium as it sits, and we keep on racing clean here, but I'll tell you what, I'm not going to put any money on who's going to be out the front. All 3 of these guys have won a Supersport 600 race in the 2000 Championships, with John Ross having most wins there, most points and all that sort of thing, but don't discount either of these guys, and Al Hugenboosem showed us the class act he was and won the last race. This is a bit tight out of that turn number 5, but doesn't take him long to regain it. Tries to outbreak Toby Summers. Toby Summers is also trying to outbreak John Ross, and mate, this thing's not over. 8 laps gone. And Chambers having a bit of a lonely ride there in 4th place. We're looking out now. Hugenboosem seemed to have the drive out of that turn 9. Pulling up a little bit on Toby Summers, but Toby Summers is certainly going to be a man to get in front of him. In fact, I think I just saw Al Hugenboosem go through there. They disappear out of the sight. We will be coming across lappers. I'm looking out there, and a couple of the guys at the back end of the field are going to be back markers shortly, so that'll be in about 2 to 3 laps. So 8 laps gone. We're on the 9th lap at the moment. All eyes on that long straight there, and John Ross has extended that, but Toby Summers seems to make up a little bit under brakes, and our Hugenboosem still coming through there. Toby Summers get a better drive through there. No, doesn't do it this time. It seems to be John Ross, but they all go down as they come onto the start finish straight. Right and a half length between first and second, and the same between second and third. They stretch out there. There he goes up on the inside. Our Hugenboosem tries his best to get on Toby Summers. I don't know how these guys didn't touch there, but certainly now Toby Summers knows he's a real threat. He will be able to hear both the bike in front, see the bike in front. Also knows he's behind him. Can't do much about it, mate. All these guys are fighters, and so is Adam Chambers on the Wolfpack Racing bike. Al Hugenboosem, fastest man on the track. 1:31.867. 1:31.967 for Toby Summers, and 1:31.870 through. So 3,000ths of a second in lap times between first and third, and the man in the middle, a little bit slower, is Toby Summers, but only by 0.1 of a second, and that can happen anywhere on the track here at Taupo Motorsport Club. Just going to grab another drink, folks. Wish it was a beer. Don't forget CTAS live timing. Well, you can watch this race live if you are watching the race live. If you want to record it for later on, you just have to go to CTAS live timing, just Google it and press the right buttons, pay $2.50, and this race is yours for 30 days. So you can go onto any computer in the world, type in your password, and 30 days. There's our Hoogan Boozum. Passes Toby Summers there with ease, but Toby Summers comes back under brakes on this long back straight, goes round the outside. Will he make it stick? He's made it stick, but that's our Hoogan Boozum has shown us that he really wants another win this weekend. And of course, so does Toby Summers. They both had a win each. John Ross hasn't been like he is sometimes, although he is leading on the track at the moment. So certainly it is. I'm not going to predict this one, but John Ross led almost pretty well from start to finish, but definitely occasionally Toby Summers got through, but our Hoogan Boozum come from 5th place on the track now, right up to very, very solid, and Adam Chambers still sitting there in 4th place on the Wolfpack Racing Machine, and you look out to our Hoogan Boozum. So it's John Ross and number 77, Toby Summers, followed by 43. Now we're going to go through the field. Adam Chambers, James Hoogan Boozum, Jeremy Holmes, Reece Holmes, they call it the home show. Dan Kempthorne, Cam Hudson, Eric Hassard, Travis Merkel. Travis is in 11th spot. Nathan Ditrose, local man Rex Mincher, Mark Bennett, Carl Vennemore, Dylan Jeffrill's having a good ride on bike number 16 on the off-oil sponsored R6 Yamaha. Mike McDonald, Andrew Evans, and Dan Metal. I think Evans out though because he's only got 4 laps, as is Paul Coote. So Suzuki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Honda, Yamaha. First of the Kawasaki's missing from the field too is young Seth Devereaux. Unfortunately, Seth had an accident the other day. I don't know. He's had a training accident, broken his neck, so the Kawasaki man sidelined for the season, but he's out of action, so that's it. John Ross still out in the lead, and it is Al Hoogan Boozum has got back through into 2nd place and made it stick, and Summers is slipped down to 3rd place, and Alistair Hoogan Boozum, the fastest man on the track, as we looked as they come across the start-finish line. 10 laps going, 2/3 of the race over and done, and Al Hoogan Boozum a 1:31.556. The next quickest is a 1:31.749 in that last lap, which was John Ross. So it shows you that Al will have to sit here now and work out where he can get through John Ross and put on a great showing to win the last race. Almost won it on the track. Of course, John Ross had a 20-second start penalty, something he wasn't aware of, so he got relegated off to 6th. There is Hoogan Boozum, pokes his nose up halfway on the inside of John Ross. John will be able to hear him. John will be able to hear the howl of this bike. The big thing is they are now coming into turn 7, the hairpin, and that is now a back marker that come out of there, but there's about 100 metres between there and the back marker. This could be a back marker. There's one 100 metres ahead of this lead pack. There's another one a couple of 100 metres, another 100 metres there, but it's oh so important, and they will hit them on turn 14, which is the big tight left-hander, coming onto that long straight. So great showing. Oh mate, this is electric racing, Supersport 600, and oh look at that, 3x3. It almost looks to me like John Ross has slipped down to 3rd place. In fact, yes, he has. Yep, I could see the orange Repsol Suzuki slipped down to 3rd place. As I see that, he comes back side by side along the straight, along the Yamaha. The Yamaha outbreaks him a little bit. John Ross goes back through there into 3rd place. Front wheel slide, I think, there from Toby Summers, mate. That'll tighten up his feet a little bit. The pins are coming out. There's the checkered flag, and it was Al Hoogan Boozum, 2nd win of the weekend. Oh, absolutely magic, young Al Hoogan Boozum, and the fastest man on the track. 1:31.494. John Ross through there in 2nd place. Toby Summers in 3rd place. Adam Chambers, James Hoogan Boozum. That's a brilliant ride. Followed by Jeremy Holmes. Reece Holmes should be coming along 40. 41, there it is. 41. 36, Dan Kempthorne. And that is followed by Cameron Hudson, the Christchurch youngster, on bike 61. The Yamaha number 14 of Aaron Hassan, followed closely by Travis Merkel. 600 racing. I didn't even know it was the last lap there. 12-lap races. Yeah, sometimes I think it was a 15-lap. Sorry about that, folks. I said they were 2 thirds of the way through, but never mind. Such was the action of the 600 Supersport class.